Hey there, my gorgeous friends on the internet. Today I am very excited because I've been working on this for quite a while, haven't told anybody. We're gonna create a three-part series on how to design, build a website, add interactivity, JavaScript, animations, everything that you can imagine. And the price of this mini course is gonna be, let me check my phone. Oh yeah, it's free. But before we get started, I do want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this episode. Skillshare is a super awesome online learning platform with thousands and thousands of courses on code, design, and pretty much everything you can imagine. Most of my skills that I apply with design, I learned from Skillshare. Like honestly, try to look up design courses and you're gonna have a hard time finding them. But Skillshare has a bunch of awesome courses on graphic design, UX design, UI design. So if you're interested in that, please check out the link in the description below. I'm gonna leave a link, and if you sign up, you're gonna have 2 months for free. And after that, the subscription is less than $10 a month. All right, everybody, let's get started. So the idea behind this project was to create this kind of portfolio site that tells a story about different kind of people. So a photographer, a cook, and just shows off their work. So yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do. Now, if I look over on this side of the screen, is because I already have the images made and everything. So I'm gonna copy and drag those over here because I don't think that's worth for us to waste our time. And I will have all the pictures and everything included on my Patreon. Don't worry, if you're not a member, it's still gonna be free. Okay, I want this to be completely free for everybody from start to finish. So now, what are we using? We're using Figma for this one. It's free again. You can download it. You can also follow along with Adobe XD if that's your thing. I'm gonna stick to Figma, but yeah, whatever floats your boat. So what we're gonna start off is going up to this frame tool and just create a frame. All right, we're gonna drag it out and we're gonna resize this here on this part of the screen. And before I actually get more going, let me move myself on this part just so I don't block anything on this part. So this is gonna be 1920 by 1080. So I'm just doing full HD here. Now, a good convention that you're gonna see is that we're always gonna rename these to these frames to what they represent. Okay, so the first frame is gonna be representing the photo gallery girl. Okay, so I'm gonna call this photo. All right, that's one, and we're gonna have 3 of these. All right, so each one kind of shows off each person. All right, so for the image, I have this cut out. You're gonna find it in your files. It's gonna be called model right and model left. All right, I was unoriginal, but this is what we have. You're gonna find them stuck like this together. That's fine. So basically I just split this image up in half. And I'm gonna grab these and just move them straight in the center like that. You can also do it up here if that floats your boat, but the line grid thing is just as good. I'm not farting, by the way. It's just the noise that my chair makes when I hit the table. Just if anybody's like, Ed is farting, he's not taking this seriously. So what I'm gonna do is we're actually gonna make this a bit edgy. We're gonna move this up a bit, just a few pixels, and this one down a bit. And what I wanna do, the reason I'm doing this is when we're actually gonna build this out, when we hover over this, I want this to connect together. And it's like, all right, let's go, let's see what's inside. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. Right now it's open, but when we hover over, I wanna have this immersion of everything coming together, and then it kind of opens up to her story. It's a bit abstract, but just go with it, okay? Okay, so that's the one thing we have. Now I stuck to my original Italian model name, so we're gonna call this Dimitri Marco. Dimitri Marco. This is extremely small, so we're gonna take this and make it a bit bigger. I used 24 for this one, so let's go up to 24 pixels here. Perfect, drag this down a bit. And the fonts we're gonna use throughout this is gonna be Poppins. So go here to the text, write Poppins, and either regular or medium. I find medium a bit better looking, so that's what I'm gonna stick to. If you wanna resize this box, you can if you go through to these 3 dots and just hit resizing. We can grow horizontally, and if we hit that, take a look, we can go back to fixed size. It's going to rescale that box to the text. So it's just easier to align to different things. That's one thing, and we can actually copy and paste this over here, and we're going to rename this to menu. All right, we're going to have a menu. Okay, that's the one we need. We're going to kind of position these at the end. And what I want to do is just add a bit of description about this girl. So we're going to go to the text tool, drag out, and we're going to say Alina Morel. All right, that's the name we're going to give her. We're going to make this extremely large. So let's go here, do something like 72. Okay, perfect. Just drop it in here. We're going to do another one, and this is going to say what she does. It's going to say photography. Oh, Jesus. All right, and we're going to select this and make it a bit smaller. Something like 48 looks good to me. Now, again, to put more emphasis on the name or on the photography, depending on what you want to do, I'm going to do it on the name. We can leave this on medium, but we can switch this to something like regular. And that just emphasizes it a bit more. So that's perfect. We can drag these down a bit. And finally, I'm just going to add a date here of like when she got started or something. I'm going to say 23/06/2018. All right, that was a good year. And we're going to resize this to 24 again. So this is kind of just going to be there in the corner. Now, if you want to align things on this page, what you can do is just hit the photo up here, so the actual frame. And we're going to go to layer grid, hit the plus, hit this, and then we're going to go to columns, and we're going to say 12. All right, and this is going to give us this nice column. And what I want to do is kind of put everything, we're going to leave some margin. So the first two bars, the prism bars that you see here, are going to be just some margins. So all of our content is going to start from this one. So just align everything to this one. All right, perfect. So there we go. And you can kind of position these however you want. I'm going to leave a bit of distance with this because I don't want this to be that noticeable. This is kind of the more important part. And yeah, that looks good to me. Finally, what I want to have is just a little navigation on this side. We're also going to move this at the end here. So as you can see right now, this little crap is giving me a lot of issues here because I cannot align it because of this blue box. Oh, I hate blue boxes. So what we can do is just resize this again like that. Just hit these buttons and it's going to resize. And then we can just drag it here now at the corner, and that's going to be fine. We can kind of align it with the other one. Just drag it down like that until you see the lines. And yeah, that looks good. So we can kind of turn off these bars by going here. We can hide them. If we ever need them, we can just toggle them back. And finally, I'm going to have this little thing in here. And what we're going to do is just drag out a text tool. This is going to be the first website. Now you can also do like photography or just give the name of this specific page. I left super simple, just 0, 1. And I'm just going to do a circle to illustrate that this is active. Okay, so just drag out the circle. Now I'm also going to align this with the menu up here, as you can see. So let me just do that and just leave a bit of space between that as well. All right, something like that. And now we can grab these two. If we hit Alt and drag down, we can duplicate this. And again, all right, we can grab everything, just pull it out, and that's gonna mess it up, unfortunately. So let's just drag these two down, something like that. We're kind of gonna center these in the center of the page. All right, so let's drag these up a bit and these down a bit, and then just kind of grab everything into the center. There we go. And let's rename this to 02 and 03. Again, if you want to rename this to the specific of the page, so you can say photography or Elena Morel, please do that. And finally, what we want to do is take these, and actually before we do anything with this, let's kind of give a background to this. So it kind of looks very minimalistic, which is fine. It's still going to be minimalistic. We're just going to drop a very nice background. I want the focus to be on her face. And right now it's not that in focus. So what we're going to do is add a linear radius gradius. All right, that sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Oh my God, let's take a look. A radial, I cannot say that. This thing, all right, this is what we're gonna say. We're gonna hit this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the following. I picked out two colors that I think look very nice. This is gonna be 2B, all right, 3760. All right, that's gonna give that bluish color. And the second one, make sure to select it. You can drag up the opacity here. And we're gonna switch this to something way darker. So the darker one is gonna be 0B1023. Whoops. Let me copy that. Paste it here. All right, so 0B1023. All right, and take a look, that's what we have. So what this does, it actually gives a very, very dark edge on each part here. And the focus kind of goes towards the center. So that's what I like. Now, obviously, this doesn't look good because now all of our text looks like this. So what we can do is we can just grab all the text. So just grab everything and just change it to white. All right, grab the menu as well, and then these individual ones right there. All right, so there we go. That's what we have. And to illustrate that this is active, I'm also gonna go on the first one and just fill it completely white. The second one, we're gonna still go white, but we're gonna drop the opacity to something like 50, whatever looks good. So something like 50, okay? Drag this up a bit. Position it, and I'll just duplicate this for simplicity. Okay, so that's what we have. Let's drag these a bit down. Okay, so that's the first page. Now what I want to do is whenever we hit these, I want it to switch to another page. Okay, so what we can do is we can Control-C, Control-V, just duplicate this by clicking on this, and move this down. Now before we move down to the second page, what I want to do is kind of organize everything here a bit, all right? Because this is going to be quite messy, and I'm actually going to get rid of one of these, just because when we're going to duplicate it, I want this to be way easier to follow. So first off, I'm just going to grab all of these buttons and hit Control-G. That's going to group everything up for us, and I'm going to rename this to nav bar, all right, or nav, just navigation. Okay. We can leave the date, photography, everything else here is fine. Yeah, so everything else is fine. I guess that just kind of took up a lot of space here. So now let's duplicate this, move this down. And for the second one, we are gonna drop in another person. I named this one John Savas. All right, John Savas is a pro chef from Vietnam. He's been working secretly with the Russians. Okay, let's just grab the guy. Okay, here we go. So drop him in. He's gonna be named Chef Right, Chef Left. Okay, and just drop him exactly the way we have this. Now it's not gonna be perfect. As you can see, there's a bit of space there, so you can kind of drag it up a bit. That's fine. And we can place this in front like that. Okay? And we're going to remove the model right and model left, so these images underneath. So just grab those and get rid of them. John Savos, Pro Chef. You can modify the date if you want. We're going to do all of these in the final website. We just want to get like a good idea of what we're going to create. So here, all we need to do is just grab this. If you want to grab something that's in a group, as you can see, if we click once, it's just going to grab everything. If you want to grab one specific thing, just double click, and we can just bring the opacity of this back to 100. So 100. We can go this one, drop it to 50, and perfect. And let's change the background of this. So remember, just grab the second one, so this one, and we're gonna rename this to Chef. All right, Vietnamese Gordon Ramsay. Okay, so let's grab this. We're gonna go here and just choose a different color. Now, how am I picking these colors, by the way? I'm just grabbing something from the image. That's one of the easiest ways. If you ever find yourself stuck and crying of how to pick decent colors, you can just kind of grab a stack of colors from an image. So pick the blue, pick a white or blue, and maybe an abstract color like an orange, and that's gonna be perfect. Same here, we can just grab the orange from this. Now I kind of pre-picked one, so this is gonna be it's gonna be 4E3022. So drop that in there, or just kind of like this orangey color. And the second one, this is gonna be 16161616. And there we go, that's what we have. Or just pick any darker, as you can see, it's just picked a very dark color there. That's going to be perfect. So all of them are going to have this kind of dark edge around the corner. I want to keep it very similar. And yeah, that's going to be it. And the third one, let's just duplicate this again, drop it down below. This is going to be a professional hairstylist. His name is John Mayer. Okay. We're going to rename this to Pro Stylist. Style. I have no idea how to write this. Excuse me. I failed college. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. So if you search in your file, you're going to find this as hair right and hair left. So let's drop those in here. And we're just kind of going to drop this over again like that and just rename the chef right and chef left. Okay. Good, and we're also gonna move this again. So do the same thing, drop this by 50 and bring this up to 100. Perfect. So that's what we have. John Mayer, Dimitri Marco representing. And just let's change the background. So go here. For this one, again, I kind of picked, I either could have went with this reddish color or just a nice gray. And I found the gray a bit nicer. So this one is going to be a nice grayish color. Ooh, my voice cracked. Excuse me. It's going to be 4E4342. Okay, just a very grayish color. And I think it has a tint of that red, as you can see from this image. And the second one is, again, just going to be one of those very dark ones. It's going to be the same that we used up here. So it's going to be 161616. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And let me just double check to make sure, because this looks too dark to me. I actually added 16 on both. So let me bring that back to the original one, which is 4E4342. Okay, good. All right, so that's the one we have. Now, when we actually click on these images, we want it to expand to another page. So I took the liberty of searching pictures from these individual people. So I pulled up an image kind of related to them. Now, again, if you're really interested in these pictures, you can just go to Pexels, literally just go to pexels.com and search up the pictures. Now, the awesome thing about Figma is you can size these images the way you want. And when you finally export everything, so click export, it's going to be sized like this, the way you put it in here. It's super awesome. And then you can take that image and drop it into tinypng.com and it's going to make it even smaller. So amazing. Okay, so let's make this expand. So we're going to get the photo, duplicate it again. Now, I don't think we're actually going to use anything from here per se. So I'm just going to use the frame. We're going to rename this to photo description. So photo description. All right, this is when the thing expands. What are we needing here? I don't think we need anything. We're going to get rid of these, and we're going to change the color to just, let's go white for now, or just a super light gray. All right, like that. Perfect. Okay, let's get the other image. This is gonna be named photo BG. All right, we're gonna drop it up here. Just kind of squeeze it in a bit maybe. Actually, that looks fine. And I actually want to drag this out. So we can go to the frame, fly, please leave me alone, and just drag it down. This is gonna be like two page tall. Okay, so this is what we have, and we can copy the name and the photography over here. So that's actually good. I don't see it. So let's just drag these here. Oh, okay, so the image is on top. So you can go here. Can you see that for me? Yeah, okay, so you can go here and just drag the picture down. So it's here, photo BG, just drag it all the way down. Actually, mine was left out here for some reason. So just grab it and drop it behind everything. Okay, now the problem here is that this is kind of hard to see just because of the background. It's just not that good. Everything is too bright and our text is too bright, so you cannot really see anything. Let me also grab these two and just hit center here, all right, just to kind of center everything. And that didn't do it for some reason, so let me grab both again. All right, there we go. So what I'm gonna do is just add a drop shadow to it. So you can grab both, go to effects, and there we go. With a drop shadow, as you can see, everything becomes a bit more visible. All right, perfect. So that's what we're gonna do for every one of them. All right, I messed up my centering. Just drop it there. That's good. Down here, what we're gonna do is just add a bit of text. So let's drag out the text tool. It's gonna be my story. Okay, perfect. And we're gonna resize this to something like 36. And just drag it down here. Resize the box, again, that blue box that nobody likes. And you can go to lorem ipsum and just grab out some text. Any text that you want. It's gonna be perfect. So here we go, just random text. And we're gonna, what I did was I just dropped the darkness a bit to grayish, just so it's not that too hard on the eyes. And this kind of, again, pops out more because the color is a bit stronger, the contrast is bigger. Okay, I got a picture of her that we're gonna stick on this part of the screen. So that's very nice. And finally, down here, again, we're gonna copy this over down here, kind of move everything up just to make a bit more space. That's also very nice to have more space on the screen because if you have everything like jammed like this together, it's gonna look terrible. I'm gonna show you in a bit. All right, let's just grab the other text, just some random text, and then we can drop here, kind of drag it out so it's kind of the same length. Okay, and finally, you're gonna find some images called photo gallery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're gonna grab them and drop them in here. Okay, perfect. So here's what we have. And you can just kind of make a little block square and put them together. I did 2 just because I don't have enough space. I don't have enough space. I couldn't do this. Unless I dropped it down here below. But then again, that kind of goes against the flow of the page. If I have things like that, and like that, I mean, that looks okay. I mean, you can do this as well. Maybe when you go to smaller screen, this looks good. But for now, what I want to have is kind of stick everything to this part of the screen. So actually, that's a very good idea. When we go to smaller screen, we're just going to drop everything down here. And when we rescale it, we're just going to make it responsive and scale nicely. But for now, I'm just going to drag this here. Let's drag this down a bit. And let's turn off the grid to see what kind of space we're dealing here. So grab this, turn this back on. All right. So we have a bit more space here on the left side. So let's grab everything, just move it across like that. Okay, drop it perfectly in the center there. These can be moved a bit to the left, right. Oh, Jesus. And these can be moved a bit like that. Now, again, we're going to make more space here because you don't want everything crammed up like that. So just this one, we're going to drop it to less. Something like that. Okay, it's good. It's going to leave more space. We can turn this back on. And again, what we're going to do is eventually when we get to smaller screen like that, we're going to drop this down here just the way you saw it. So this is kind of the layout I was going for. If you want to experiment maybe with a bit, I kind of like the simplistic look here. But if you want to throw like crazy colors on the screen, yeah, let's go, boy. Be my guest. Or maybe a crazy gradient. Oh, we are getting creative today. All right, let's try something for fun. Because, hey, great ideas spark out of fun. All right, you don't want like a super crazy color, but you can add some, maybe something like that. All right, just add a very light color at the edge and just kind of move this around and see maybe you can find something that you like. All right, and this part can be almost a bit gray or white. All right, I don't know. I'll keep it simple, but feel free to have fun. Okay, so that's one, and this is kind of gonna be the same. Just duplicate this 2 times. All right, this is gonna be the chef description. Okay, and we're just gonna kind of replace the images that we had. So yeah, you're gonna find this. Let me just quickly search for the other one. This one is gonna be Chef BG. All right, so let's copy Chef BG and paste it here. All right, and we're just gonna get rid of this and drop this in here. Okay, like that. Make sure to move it again inside your frame. So here's my frame, and it dropped it here. Figma. All right, drop it in there. Rename this to John Savos. Mr. John Savos. Vietnamese boy. All right, and the text is gonna be chef. That sounds bad. What you do? I'm a chef. Let's say pro chef. Pro chef. Okay, good. Here we can leave this the same for now. You can just add whatever text you want. And again, these we're kind of gonna replace everything with Mr. John Savos' images. So let's drop this one in here. I just took the one from the front page because I couldn't find the other one. So let's drop the opacity, or we can hide it here and just delete this and then get it back. Chef, all right, where is my chef? Where's my chef? Chef, there you are. No, chef profile, okay. Wait a minute. If I hide it here, why is it saying that it's not hidden? Yo, I found the bug, the Figma bug. Okay, and we can get rid of these, and we're gonna add some food stuff. Actually, we're gonna keep these now, just so we can kind of drop everything in its own place. But what you can do is, if these are not kind of placed perfectly, I have mine placed like this, you can just kind of grab each image and place it over this until it fits perfectly, okay, like that. So for me, I'm just gonna grab these and just drop it over like that. Okay, perfect. We're gonna hide everything. Hide. And then we're gonna delete these and then show. Magic. Perfect. That's 2. And the last one, it's gonna be our guy, John Cena, Mayer. So let's drop John Mayer in here. He's gonna be called a stylist, which I don't know how to write. And the image is gonna be a very nice picture, which I cannot find. Hairstylist, there we go. I called it Barber BG. Okay, there we go. Mr. Barber, drop him. See, now I'm confused a bit because this is still photo description. So let's rename this to Barber description. Okay, there we go. Take your barber, give him a call, and drop him into the frame. Where are you, Mr. Barber? There we go. No! No! Down here. Okay, that's good. All right, this is kind of messed up a bit. Our barber is too big. All right, drop him a bit, excuse me, a bit smaller. I need some water. I'm struggling already. So let's finish this up. Okay, so again, we can kind of get rid of these images and just copy pictures of this barber guy. This is going to be called barber profile. So all of these are called in a specific way, by the way. So barber profile, this is going to be chef profile, and this is going to be called photo profile. So each of them have a name. So when we're actually building this out, it's going to be a bit easier for you to follow. Okay, drop this guy in, hide this. I'm not going to hide it from here anymore because I cannot unhide it anymore. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? All right, hide that, grab this, delete, turn this back on. Okay, everything else is fine. Grab these, get rid of them. Actually, no, put them back because we're gonna get the other pictures. Drop them in here. These are gonna be, I'm gonna rename this. I haven't renamed these. It's gonna be Barber Gallery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably. See, next time remind me when I do these longer tutorials to have some water going on here. All right, so we're just gonna drop this again. So again, we're kind of just like repeating ourselves and creating this harmony with our website. Because to be honest, you really don't want to have a bunch of things differently. You kind of want to have this consistent vibe to it. Like everything, like if you do a page in one way, you can have fun with it. Drop the text here. Maybe we can do it here, or just add maybe some vertical text down like this, like love, or something like super expressive, and it's gonna look fine if you mess around with it and see what you can come up with, right? But make sure you have this like this, and then you don't have the other one like oh, love like this, because what am I doing? Like, oh, like that, okay? Because it's gonna feel weird because your mind is gonna be used to this, and then your brain is gonna hurt. And when you scroll down, it's like, whoa, okay, I know you love me, Mr. Sexy Boy, but what's going on here? So you, all right, all I'm trying to say is you want to have some consistency, okay? So as you can see, these pages are consistent in one way, and we have these pages consistent in another way. How are you watching this channel? I have no idea. I feel like I'm just talking a bunch of bull. All right, let's avoid monetization issues. Okay, so there we go. Look at that. We have like how many pages? 6. Awesome. And finally, what I kind of want to finish this up with just when we click on this menu to have it drop down. So now we can have this slide out like this. Like blue, like, but that's boring. You can do it. Don't let me tell you what to do. You can have like popping out like this, or like be original, have it like twist or some crap. But what we're gonna do is just drop it from up here. So I'm gonna duplicate this again. Jesus, how many times have we done this already? Drop this on this side because this is going to be something different. And all I'm going to do is just drop this down like, all right, that's not working. I want to drop this like so, but I don't want to clip the content. So let's take a look. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to do that. What I'm gonna do is just drop down a rectangle in here like that, okay? And drop this in. Let's also rename this to, oh, sorry, menu, okay? We're just gonna drop this in here like that. All right, make sure you drop it in here. Where's the menu? Menu. Okay, drop it in here. Like that. And I mean, we can hide these, we can get rid of these. Okay, let's make these smaller. I'm gonna go white, and this is gonna be just a very, very simple, or a bit of gray, that's fine. We can get the gray from here, just again, to be consistent with everything. All right, there we go. And all I'm gonna have here is just very basic, like a contact and a social media. So just grab a text tool and we're gonna say contact. No need to get fancy with these things. You just wanna have simple information. This is gonna be contact, like that. And then we're gonna have here just a social or something, okay? And I got some pictures here, not pictures, some icons with Instagram and everything that I'm gonna give you again in the image folder. So what am I doing here? Why is this not being posted? All right, let me grab, we have Facebook, Instagram, there we go. So these three. So I'm gonna grab these, bring them here, like that. That's perfect. I kind of dropped the darkness again to a bit of a muted color, so a grayish color. It's 454545 if you're interested. Okay, perfect. And let's add a fake phone number here. If I hit your phone number by any chance, that's gonna be amazing. So I'm just gonna say dubaba, chababa, and papa, boom. Is that enough? Is that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I don't know. Let's just do that. Okay, so that's what we have. I'm gonna resize this to 24. All right, something smaller like that. And you know what? We could have had the logo and just change the color of it to a dark one. Okay, so let's get that gray again. If we can hit it, perfect. Yeah, so we can keep these here. And finally, we can kind of move these to the center actually. Grab everything again, boom, 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 perfect. Make sure to, yeah, if you want to position this perfectly, which I recommend you to do, just grab this tool. And again, the blue box is giving us nightmares. So let's grab each individual one and resize it like that. Good, very good. All right. These can be centered. That's fine. Oh, it's raining. Amazing. Okay, I'm happy. We can get rid of this. And now we don't have a menu, so we have a close. So we can just either make an X here or write close. Whatever floats your boat is going to be fine. If you want to make an X, I mean, you can make that too. Just go up to the line tool. Grab the line, drag out 2 lines, increase the thickness, because that's what you want to do. Everybody likes thick, so go up like that, and boom, you have your X, and you can export that. All right, this looks terrible, but you get the point. There we go, something like that. You can put it up here. I like English, so I'm gonna put close. Kind of move this, but yeah. There we go. So this is extremely simple. I guess we can make it smaller. It doesn't need to be that big. You can kind of modify and experiment with this one. I kind of kept it very simple. Just a super, super basic nav bar coming down like that. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So this is the project that we're gonna build out. My throat is hurting, so remind me to grab water for the next part. All right, everybody, hope you enjoyed this one. All right, thank you again very much for joining me on this day. All right, thank you very much for joining me on this sunny day. It's nighttime. So part 2 is gonna be all about building it out with HTML and CSS, making it mobile responsive. And then part 3 is gonna cover JavaScript, animations, page transitions, and pushing it up to production so we can see the website live. So if you're interested in that, make sure to hit the bell, tickle the bell, lick my bell. Oh god.